Welcome to another edition of Tech Fireside Chats with your host, Joel Martin. Take it away, Joel.
Why, hello. This is Madison Rifkin joining us today, all the way from, is it Littleton, Colorado?
It is, yes, right outside Denver.
Oh, cheers. Hi, here.
Cheers. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here.
So it's Friday. Finally, I get to relax. I pretend I'm outside and enjoying the sun, but the truth is we're still dealing with coronavirus. And I'm trying to find cool and interesting people. And I have the amazing Maddie, who is one of the youngest and CEOs, hardest working CEOs I see out there. You have a great product. And I thought you'd be an amazing guest to have on the show this week, since it involves a lot of things I love: technology, the Internet of Things, and it's in the micromobility and transportation space. I think it applies to a lot of things that I love, from scooters to bicycles. So I'm going to let it take it away. Hi, how are you doing, Maddie? Tell us about yourself.
Thank you. Hi, yes, glad to be here. Thanks for having me. As Joel said, my name is Maddie. I am originally from Denver, Colorado, was born and raised here, grew up riding bikes. As a 12-year-old, that's kind of where the whole passion for this.
Wait, that's the story, right? You've been creating things since you were. I mean, you created something that people were amazed by when you were in high school, right?
At middle school, a bit younger.
I'm an underachiever now. Great.
Yeah, when I was 12, my middle school had they call it the Gates Invention Program, and they basically allow anyone from 5th to 8th grade to enter with an invention. You spend a semester prototyping, working with hardware tools. You're learning engineering, sales, business, and then at the end of it, you do like a Shark Tank style pitch.
Right. This was middle school?
Yeah, it's a very cool program.
I was playing NES, like the original 8-bit Nintendo. I don't think I had any time for inventing, but it's very cool. Okay.
Yeah, I was a kid who liked tinkering. So I was building bike locks in my garage. I really wanted to weld one to my bike because I kept forgetting it everywhere. And so it did not really, my mom was not very happy I had those power tools, but it happened. And that's kind of the inception of where this all started.
So you were obsessed with locks, and fast forward a few years later, all of a sudden, mountainlocks.com popped out of nowhere. I mean, how did this happen? This magic? It
happened at Northeastern University in Boston. I studied entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial engineering, and they have basically a whole slew of programs that allows you to start a startup. And so I took this lock idea, started a bike lock company. If that shocks you, my freshman year.
Let's see what they look like. Let's share with our viewing.
Yeah,
so there we are.
Evolved into. This is not what it originally looked like.
What did it originally look like?
I mean, it did have the retractability. That's something that came when I was 12, was that retractability element. But it is now more of an IoT device. It's connective. It has Bluetooth. And really the whole aspect of it now is it's a lock, but also it is a data collector, enabler, and really can have these tools coming out of it. So it's a bit high tech than what I had when I was 12, but the core technology is the same.
I used to think about Star Trek, The Next Generation. Were you laying around thinking about locks?
Exactly. The best one I can reach, the just theory ideas out there. I thought, it'd be cool to have a lock you put on your bike and it would turn it into an Uber type of bike, and you could rent it to anyone. That was an idea I had, and we went with this one, but we'll see if that one in the future ever makes its way here.
That's cool. That's very, very interesting. So I just showed your website. Sorry, let you take it away. So you started a company, and you're making waves now during the pandemic that we're still in. And I thought this was really relevant. Again, I'm involved in the technology space, and I thought, wow, it's a Bluetooth connected device. It involves e-scooters or bikes or mopeds, and I just have to talk to her and see if I can get her on the show. And it worked out. I mean, we've become buddies now. But I don't know. Maybe you can share somehow. You have a video, right? You can share a video.
I can share a video. Yeah.
All right.
And there's no sound, so I can talk over it.
Okay. Even better. We have the voiceover.
Get away. Here we go.
So what are we looking at?
So this is our lock, our product demo video, and this is showing it on a scooter. That's kind of the blown out version with the retracting cable, and that really is the aspect of the lock that makes it super convenient. You can retract it in, out in 5 seconds, have it locked. And then it's a smart lock, so you control it via your phone through an application. And that's how you click lock or unlock. There's no cable, no key. So really you can't forget it. It mounts directly onto the pole of a scooter, a bike, a moped. This is showing it on a scooter once again. And then this will actually show how it works with the app. So you scan the QR code. If it's a Bird or a Lime scooter or whatever kind of operator it is, it integrates into their app. Or if you're a consumer, you can use the Mount Lock app. And then this is kind of the inner workings with the locking mechanism.
I think that's super cool. That is definitely, let's see, that is very, very cool. Oh, the picture of the disaster changed. So, no, I love what we're seeing now. So you're trying to solve this mess, what we see in the background here.
Yes, scooter clutter, just the chaos that comes when scooters are launched. That happened 2 years ago, and there weren't any rules or regulations back then. It was more like, oh my God, this looks like a Razor scooter. I'm going to ride it around.
Yeah.
And then there were just no kind of processes in place where you should park these scooters, what you can do with them if you just walk past it, because there are no locks on them. And so they ended up in piles. You got angry citizens, you have angry.
Oh, never. People don't get angry.
Oh my gosh, it's just chaos. So we created this lock to have benefits of a lock. You can lock it up, but we also have a data tracking portion so that if your scooter gets lost, it gets stolen, the lock has the ability to find it. And so we wanted to kind of have a few extra benefits just other than just being a lock to kind of set us apart. And that's the data aspect.
And how have the operators responded to your initiatives so far?
We've had very positive feedback in terms of wanting to clean up the relationship between the city government and the scooter operator. There's a bunch of tension there right now. It's a pretty competitive landscape. And so by using a mount lock device, if you're an operator, you basically have the ability to now tell the city government, hey, I'm actually trying to comply and work with you to clean up these cities by putting on a lock, and really trying to help share data with you. We can validate it with Mount's third-party data now, so you can ensure you're getting trusted, validated data, and also clean up the city streets at the same time. And cities like San Francisco, Chicago, they already have these laws in place. So this lock actually is perfect for operators who are operating there. But we've also had scooter operators come to us and just be like, we want to get in the good graces of these cities. Can we look at integration of your lock so that we can pitch it and work with city governments?
And maybe I'm being a little biased here because I happen to work with this beautiful Swift Mile that my hand is touching, sort of, which I think is great because it works in tandem with the charging station. It's part of an ecosystem. I do believe that there should be more organized parking. This approach where operators just came out and just dumped scooters everywhere, as opposed to the approach some operators have had. Like, I think we know Ben Bear in Comment Spin. I've always loved that they've always worked with cities. That Spin has had that approach, and I thought that was something that just had like this enterprise, like forward thinking mentality. How to work with cities instead of just one day they wake up and the city council's like flooded with scooters everywhere, right? Yeah. And I think it's kind of like that approach. I love the charging. That's part of the there's no magic bullet. You need transportation. You need to solve the problems, and you need little different pieces to the equation. So I think SwiftMile comes in with the charging, but I love the idea of a universal lock because maybe you're not locking at a station. Maybe you're making a food delivery and you're just going to lock the scooter to a pole for 10 minutes, go upstairs, deliver your sub, come back to your scooter, and then you can unlock it really quickly. Wow. I also think this adds another aspect to, and maybe you had this, somebody proposed this already, the individual who's buying a scooter, because like Bird just started selling scooters to the public, like with the Bird Air, and there's on Amazon, there's a lot of brands selling direct to the public. So how do you secure? I just spent $500, $700. How do I secure this investment? Because I don't want somebody to, melt it or something or steal it. So it needs to be portable. It needs to be lightweight. And I won't be able to locate my scooter if I forgot where I parked it. Right. Yeah. So I think that's where you come in, right? I mean, am I reading too much into it? I think that's the vision. That
is the vision, really kind of mounting these lock devices on pretty much any electric vehicle out there, consumer, delivery, operator. Specifically for the consumer, you're not going to want to carry around a U-lock, a chain lock, something that's 20 pounds and really not built to work with a scooter. It's pretty hard to get a U-lock around that frame. And so we noticed that, and this lock although we were working with operators, it really kind of lent itself well to the consumer market. So we're in the final phases of developing a consumer-facing app that you could get off the App Store that would control your personal lock. And basically, you can buy this mount lock, in the near future, mount it onto your scooter, and then you really don't have to do anything else. It's permanently mounted. It can't come off. You have really no reason to ever forget your lock because it's on your scooter. And it's just there for pure convenience. You're running into a coffee shop, you want to lock up your scooter, secure that asset. And the beauty, I think, about scooters in general is that most people are buying them because they are convenient. You can take them in at nighttime. You don't need to leave them outside, and they really don't take up a lot of space. A lot of them are foldable. And so really you're just looking for a lock for a stopover, a commuting, and not really what you would use a bike lock for, which is to lock it up overnight and make sure it doesn't get stolen.
So I happen to have a lock in my hands. It's just really bad luck that it's green. So you're gonna see right through me. But it's got because the green screen. But anyways, take my word for it. There's a lock here. It just happens to be green.
Let me guess.
I got the background. I got the picture. Oh wait, there's green on the back too. Anyways, it's got the little code, and I was thinking, it's a word lock. Sorry, it's in letters. I was just thinking how archaic, how retro is this that at night, you're going to need your phone and to flash onto this thing. And even though it's handy, it's not that heavy. I just think something with control with the app is going to be so much better.
Definitely. And something like that, you have to carry it around, probably put it in a bag. So I think those are we need a futuristic look.
I like that my prop is green. So tell me about these resorts. You're doing a pilot with resorts?
Yeah, so we actually ended up buying about 5 scooters so that we could internally test the locks, and then as it turned out, started working with the Cohabit Hotel in Avon, Colorado. They're a pod style hotel for skiers who want to ski up on the weekends. But we launched about 3 scooters there to give their guests basically a form of transportation, and then we could get feedback as well on the lock and scooters. And so their guests were using the scooters to kind of explore the town, the nearby town, taking a few mile ride trips and averaging about an hour and 30 minutes per ride. And so we got great feedback. They really, the guests thought it was a great experience. They didn't have to rent a bike or, walk on foot. They could have a scooter. It was very millennial-esque, and I think we stumbled upon something pretty cool with these micro fleets. So they're going to be
what a word.
Millennial-esque.
What a world we live in.
I think I made it up on the spot.
Yeah, but this is really the product for the young person on the go or somebody doing deliveries. I do like that aspect. And I think as some of these scooter companies get more into the commercial side of things, look, this it's seen from some other country. As e-mopeds make it to the US, and as micro deliveries become a big thing, I see that happening because I was telling this story to some friends. We ordered some Skittles from a convenience store that was a couple blocks away from our office, and it took the SUV that made the delivery like 20 minutes to come over, find parking, run inside the building, and bring us the Skittles because we were testing an app.
Yeah.
It was so wasteful.
Wasteful.
Yeah, I mean, just the amount of gas, looking for parking. It would have been faster if you would just walked 5 blocks.
Oh, totally.
But on an e-bike or an e-scooter, that would be a super fast micro delivery. It makes so much more money for the delivery company, for the app company, for all the parties involved, because what it really comes down to is the guy making the delivery doesn't make anything.
Yeah,
so
nothing.
He does it on an e-scooter, yeah. I think you get where I'm going, right? He'll make more money.
No, it's funny you bring that up because we are actually working with a fellow startup called Lula, and that's exactly what they do.
Let me write that down. Lula.
They do convenience store delivery via electric vehicles, so scooter and bike. So you hit the nail right on the head with that one. That was perfect.
Cool. Well, what is the future hold? I mean, what is your timeline? Is there anything you can share with our listeners?
Totally, yeah. So timeline for us is looking about a November rollout is what we're shooting for right now. We're going to be launching a few pilot programs, so you might start to see some mount locks out there, which would be very cool, as well as hopefully some more micro fleets in the near future. But really just trying to keep pushing Mount's brand, our mission, creating carless cities, and just working with delivery companies, operators, consumers to try and map mobility patterns, and that is the goal.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that you're doing this, and I love featuring entrepreneurs, CEOs. I mean, I didn't put you're chief of everything right now, so I think that's great. You're building up your team, you're building up your company. I did the same thing many years ago, so I admire the energy that you're putting into it, and I think it's amazing. I think you have a great product. I hope more of the industry embraces innovative solutions like this, because they'll save a lot of money. And I'll tell you the truth, some of those little alarms, the rinky-dinky alarms that you pick up the scooter, beep, beep.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you just throw that on the back of a pickup. Nobody's even going to notice that little alarm was
Oh, totally.
So I think any deterrent, even a lock that chains to something, is going to save the operators a lot of money. It's kind of the same thing. Like we tell them all the time, battery swapping is not going to save you as much money. It's still bad for stations are the best way to go, like City Bike. And I kind of feel the same thing. These little alarms, they're just not going to save you the money. You lost a $400 scooter. That one just got thrown into the Austin River. Actually, let's put up Austin again for South by Southwest. It got run over by a car. If it would have been locked, that asset would have been saved, right?
Oh,
so
really?
I think so. You guys do? Have you done bicycles yet, or is that on the timeline?
Yeah, but we're doing bicycles and scooters in tandem, like kind of.
Okay.
So.
Good. So e-mopeds are next, right? They're coming.
They are next. Maybe skateboards. We'll see. Well,
if you get purchased by Kryptonite or one of these big conglomerates, I hope you remember poor old Joel in the map. And so we're almost at time here. We're going to make it fast. Where do we find you? It's Mount Locks, right?
Yeah, at mountlocks.com. You can find me on LinkedIn as well. Very active there. And shoot me an email through our website. I'll answer.
And you just got named 25 or 30 under 25 for Colorado?
Yeah, 25 under 25.
Wow. Congrats on making the list. I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
and any thoughts? Like, we're in the age of the pandemic, is spending a lot of time at home. What do you recommend? What are you streaming? What are you reading?
So I just finished Schitt's Creek, and I think you should hop on that trend. They just won basically every Emmy out there.
I heard they took the whole Emmys. Jimmy Kimmel had nothing to say.
Yeah, but it is a phenomenal show, and they definitely deserved it. So great to see that. And mostly I'm outside, walking, hiking, biking. We're in Colorado, so. That's
right. You are, and I call it Scooter City because there's a lot of Vespas there. They have a really good they have a really good scooter community, like vintage scooters. But I do see the city embracing micromobility, so that's good.
Definitely.
Awesome. How about any trends? Anything you want to share with our viewers?
Trends.
Yes.
Well, I definitely see the scooter trend increasing. People on the consumer side, especially, I think that's where it's really taking off. Is people are wanting to own their own vehicle. They're realizing it's more economical than renting every day. I was just in Boston and didn't have a scooter there. It was very sad. Yeah. So I definitely have gotten accustomed to riding them everywhere, and kind of think most people, once you ride on, it's a very addictive, fun thing to do.
Well, that's amazing. Well, I can't wait to have you on the show again.
Yes.
I believe in the product. I think it's going to be a hit. I think it is a hit, but it's going to be a bigger hit soon. So we definitely wish you all the luck in the world, and I hope to have you back on soon. Cheers.
Thank you so much for having me. Cheers. It's been fun.
Was it the top 25 or the top? Were you is there a rank there, or you're just?
I don't think it was ranked. It was just.
Okay. I'm just kidding.
Thanks for watching, and join us next week on Tech Fireside Chats.